Hello and welcome to this session of Talking Tech. My name is Theresa Lawani, and today I'm delighted to be having this discussion about tech and tech careers with Miss Senan. She's a business relationship manager at the UNICC. Talking Tech is a series celebrating girls and women in tech. It has been recorded all around the world between Girls in ICT Day 2020 and Girls in ICT Day 2022. Girls in ICT Day is an international day that is marked on the fourth Thursday of every April. Its objective is to create a global environment that encourages women to pursue studies and careers in the field of ICT, information and communication technologies. Talking Tech is brought to you by the ITU, the UNICC, and the Office of the United Nations Secretary General's Envoy on Youth, and is in support of EQUAS, a global partnership for the gender equality in the digital age. So to kick things off, would you mind giving a brief introduction about yourself and about your current job title to our audience?
Thank you. Hi, I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for having me. My name is Senan, and I work as a business relationship manager with the United Nations International Computing Center, which is UNICC for short. I'm based out of New York. I have a degree in biotechnology and biochemical engineering and an MBA in general management. And I've been in this field for over 15 years now. Prior to joining UNICC as a business relationship manager, I worked for UNICEF as an enterprise architecture lead. I started my career as a software engineer with a large IT services firm in India. I did my MBA, and then I moved to a manufacturing firm as a business partner. And then, because my husband moved to the US, I moved with him and applied for a job with UNICEF. And that's how my journey with the UN system started. I'm also a storyteller and a podcast host. I have my own podcast. It's called Heroes of New York. It's a program that I started in 2020 during the lockdown to share the stories of ordinary men and women who were rising to the occasion to help other people.
Wow, that's so nice, especially the heroes aspect to your podcast. Okay, when and how did you get into technology? Like, what's prompted you to go into technology? Like, was there an event that something happened to make you shift your career into technology?
I know, I wish I could give you a very inspirational answer, but the truth is I chose engineering because at the time it seemed one of the more viable options to lead to a career opportunity. And I picked biotechnology and biochemical engineering because I had some interest in that field. Now, obviously, I did not pursue a career in that field because I needed to continue in academics for a longer time to actually get a job. And I saw that information technology was very happening at the time, and they were hiring in large numbers for graduates of engineering degree. So I chose to become a software engineer. And the truth is that for the first few years, I wasn't very excited by what I was doing. I think I needed something more creative. I needed a creative outlet for myself. And so I started to explore other options. I did my MBA and I came back into the tech field again in a different role as a business relationship manager. And I found that I actually enjoyed it a lot more than being a software engineer, right? So my foray into technology was not very natural. It wasn't something that, there was no inspiration as such to go down that path. It was the viability of getting a job that prompted me to go in that direction. And then exploring it a little bit told me that, helped me understand what I prefer to do. And so I chose to become a business relationship manager. But then from there on, many more opportunities showed up. And I think I'm very glad I did my MBA and I moved on because that helped me finally come to UNICC in the role of a business relationship manager. And I do say I really enjoy what I do today.
Wow, that's quite interesting. I mean, finding or doing something that inspires us is very, very nice. And so business relationship management, I mean, to me, I feel like, okay, like, is it something similar to a human resource manager? Like they manage humans, do you manage businesses? But what exactly do you do? Like, what does your current job function really entail? What's your day-to-day activity?
Yeah, it's interesting because, as the name suggests, it's about management of relationships with business partners. So, the way UNICC operates, we work with other UN agencies and a lot of nonprofits in order to enable them on their digital journey, right? Building products for them, helping to support their services, etc. And as a business relationship manager, I am responsible for a few such agencies who become my clients, and I oversee the entire business that we do with those agencies. The business that UNICC does with each of those agencies, which involves building relationships with key stakeholders, including the CIO and his or her team, and understanding what their roadmap looks like, understanding their challenges, potential opportunities, and helping them achieve those opportunities and overcome those challenges on their roadmap to digital transformation. So that is really what I do on a day-to-day basis. It's very challenging. It's fun. Every day there's something new to learn on this job. And I work with a lot of stakeholders within UNICC. So there are lots of colleagues out there who are actually working, or shall I say, implementing the actual solutions or supporting the actual services. So these are service owners, and I work with them hand in hand to deliver these products and services to our clients.
Wow, like from what you just said, I can see that okay, you love challenges, like you love solving challenges and you love helping people. So what do you love most about working in tech? What do you love most about working as a business relationship manager?
I think what I love the most is the fact, especially in the world of, in the UN system, one of the things that I really love is that we get to solve real world challenges, real world problems, and provide solutions using cutting edge technology like artificial intelligence or machine learning or data and analytics to help and build very cost effective solutions, because we are talking about the UN system, the beneficiary people who are not necessarily really very well off, and we cannot put expensive solutions out there. So it makes us think out of the box. How can we build cost effective solutions with cutting edge technology to help achieve one of the goals of the United Nations, the sustainable development goals, or solve a persistent issue in the system? And I think that's what keeps me going. It's what every day I wake up and I'm like, well, we have something very interesting to solve.
That's wow, that's very brilliant because to me, I know that okay, the United Nations helps people then basically most of the times developing countries. Most times I always see that okay, helping humans, helping people is always like maybe the job of doctors and nurses and pharmacists. But saying that working as a business relationship manager, you actually make a very huge and a big impact in the lives of people. That's very, very nice. So have there ever been a time where you felt like giving up your career as a business relationship manager, or maybe when you started out in tech, or you felt like giving up in tech? Like, how did you overcome that challenges? How did you just maybe just stop?
I'm not sure if I heard you right. You're asking me about a time I overcame a challenge?
Yeah, like if there was a time like you were faced with maybe like a roadblock, or you just felt like okay, you didn't want to work in tech anymore, or you didn't want to work as a business relationship manager, or like as humans, most of the times there's a time when even in your career that you love so much, you might just be so tired and you just want to like just give up on it. So how did you know?
Well, that's very interesting, because in your career, it's natural to face many challenges over time, and these challenges by nature differ, right? So, as a software engineer, the kind of challenges I faced at the beginning of my career is very different from what I face today in the role of a business relationship manager. And I think one of the biggest challenges is really relationship management and conflicts management, because you're dealing with people every day, and everyone comes with their own set of aspirations, their own concerns, and being cognizant of that and being able to navigate these complexities is a real challenge. It involves extreme social intelligence and social management skills, and I think I'm learning on the job, and so is anyone else. No matter what you do, you have to interact with other people. It doesn't matter the nature of your role. And in my role, I'm more prone to meet people and deal with them. But no matter what, you would always have to interact with others. And sometimes I think conflicts management or being able to persuade others to see your point of view or convince them or sell them an idea can be extremely challenging. And that is where a lot of real growth also lies.
Wow, that's a lot, because I know trying to get people, humans like us, to see our point of view, to try to understand, and conflict resolution is a very, very it's not an easy thing. So wow. Do you have a mentor you look up to, and why do you look up to this person?
A mentor?
Yeah, sorry, a role model. Yeah, I think a role model would be better.
I do. In fact, I am someone who always like to get feedback on how I'm doing and understand how I can improve. So I proactively seek out mentors wherever I go. And I have a few, I wouldn't say a single role model, but there are a few people I have met in my career who have inspired me and who I look up to. And I have, reached out and asked them if they were okay being my mentor. And most times they have agreed. And I think it has been great where, I touch base with them on a regular basis to, seek feedback or share my growth and opportunities and challenges and, take their suggestions, ideas, and see how I can implement it. A lot of times it helps when and obviously this was before the pandemic where we were working in person. It always helps to be around them. Physical proximity helps because they can actually give you a lot of feedback when they see you in action. So yes, I have mentors and I have role models. It's not one person, and over time it sometimes changes because as you go up the ladder or as you grow in your career, you need different sets of skills, and it doesn't always come from the same person.
Okay. Wow, that's nice. Since the series is about women and girls in tech, do you have any career advice for younger women and girls in technology?
I would say stick with it because there is a lot of opportunity and also a lot of demand for women in tech because I think diversity matters. When I did my MBA and I went back into management role, from being a developer to being a manager, I noticed that there were fewer and fewer women in the meeting rooms. And back then, this was a few years ago, I would personally feel a little intimidated to walk into a room where there were like 14 or 15 men. Right, that was my initial experience. Today, I'm used to seeing few men. Maybe I'm sometimes one or two of the other women in the room. However, I feel that there is a demand and there is an opportunity for more women to show up at such meetings. That means you need to stick with it, choose a career in tech, and grow so that you can come to a point where you are at the table, being able to contribute to ideas and solving problems. So my advice to younger women out there is to please set out a career roadmap for yourself. See yourself achieving it. Surround yourself with people who have already done it and who inspire you, and seek out their ideas or suggestions, or just follow what they do, and you will make it.
Wow, that's
Theresa, I mean, this has been great talking to you. I have looked at your bio data. It's interesting that you also have a degree in engineering and biomedical sciences. It's so close to the kind of work or the kind of course that I did myself back in the day. So tell me, what inspired you to do biomedical engineering?
I don't think I didn't exactly have an inspiration to study biomedical engineering starting out when I was in high school. I had to make a list of courses of programs I wanted to do in college. So the first thing I chose was medicine. I either wanted to be a neurosurgeon or a gynecologist. Then my second option was pharmacy. Then the last was, I was like, okay, if there are people fixing electrical equipment, then it fixes equipment in hospitals. So I searched online, okay, medical engineering in Nigeria, and I saw, oh, okay, biomedical engineering does exist. So that's when I used it as my third option. But unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to even pursue first or second option. So I just only applied for my third option, and I got into biomedical engineering. with the knowledge of, okay, I was going to fix medical equipment when I leave school. So 100 level, 200 level, I wasn't doing any biomedical engineering related courses, still doing basic high school courses. And 200 level, I was doing all that engineering courses. So when I got to 300 level, I had to do some clinicals. I was like, okay, I thought this is engineering, like, what has anatomy, physiology, what has really got to do with biomedical engineering? So I went back online and searched, okay, biomedical engineering, removing Nigeria. Then I saw, wow, this is very, very big. So me wanting to actually contribute to health, I felt like this is actually the big deal in health. This is where I'm supposed to be. So that was when the inspiration came in for biomedical engineering. It was when I was in my third year of college. So
very interesting. I also see that you are an entry-level data analyst. So are you working for a corporation?
Not really at the moment. I started taking courses in data analysis because I finished a youth service. We call it National Youth Service Corps here in Nigeria. Graduates are encouraged to go for it. So you serve for 1 year, they post you to different part of the states they serve. So after that, so I was just at home and job hunting. So I didn't just want to sit at home doing nothing. So I decided to take up, let me learn something. That was when I went into data analysis. So I started learning data analysis and I was like, wow, this is this is so important. Like it can even be applied to my field as a biomedical engineer. And I remembered when I was still in school, I graduated during the COVID. So we didn't really have ample time to carry out our research project. Some of us had to make a switch to simulation. Then a friend of mine, a project, she had to analyze data. So we didn't really know much. We didn't really know what we were doing much about, okay, analyzing data. So she just used plotted graphs or used Excel plotted graphs and she drew out insights from that. So after doing data analysis, I saw the bigger picture. Then I told her, okay, send me your data set again. Let me take a look at it. So I don't know, I felt like I was looking at it a bit different, like a totally different eye. I could help her draw more insights on it. So basically right now I just finished the internship, so I'm still searching for roles in data analysis. I'm still trying to gain more skills in data analysis, particularly the coding aspect of it.
Very interesting. So tell me this, Theresa, what are your dreams and aspirations for your future?
My dreams and inspirations. Actually, I think I want to be a biomedical researcher because the health sector here in Nigeria is not really, it's not really something I, as a biomedical engineer, is proud of. Because in school, we're trained with the mindset of we come outside to work as clinical engineers, or we come outside to work as field service engineers, or we work in business development or sales engineers. We don't really have the options to choose. So my dream is to be go out, maybe travel out and do my PhD, work as a researcher, gain this knowledge, gain these experiences, and come back to my country and actually establish something that could, bring about change in healthcare here in my country.
Wow, that's so inspiring. You want to give back to your society.
Yeah.
So you plan to do your PhD? Is that what you said?
Yes, I do.
Congratulations and all the best with that.
Thank you.
What are some of the pressing issues you see in your country or your society that you would like to tackle?
Sorry, I didn't know really.
I said, what are some of the key challenges or issues that you see in your country or society that you would like to fix or tackle?
What are some of the challenges that I see in my society?
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the biggest challenges being a female, there's not really this, we female are not really given this equal rights. There's a kind of inequality. You feel okay as a female, your duty is to sit at home and cook. You don't, as a female, you're not meant to go to school, you're not meant to pursue careers, all these kind of careers, big careers in technology, careers in health, careers in engineering, STEM. That's one of the biggest challenges. We always get people say, if you are too successful as a woman, you won't find a man. That's like one of the major things I see in my society, and I'm like, it shouldn't be like that. Women should be given should be allowed to stand on this pedestal. They should be given the opportunity to do what they want to do. But yeah, it's just as a woman, you're meant to be working in the kitchen, cooking or taking care of the children, and that's just it.
Sounds, it's something that I can relate to. I think I see these challenges and issues also where I come from, and I think it will be an ongoing battle or something that all of us need to collectively work towards. And when we see that, or when I see young women like you conscious of the fact that this is something that needs to be fixed and also having the aspiration to work towards fixing it, I feel that there is hope. It take all of us to make a major change in society and how women's roles are perceived.
Thank you.
And Theresa, tell me, what else do you do in your free time?
What I do in my free time. Hey, I love to read novels. I love to read romantic novels. Actually, I love to read novels. I love to play games, and I love to cook. So sometimes I just try out. I would just watch videos on YouTube, then try making them. And sometimes it flops. Sometimes I make a try. Then I love watching movies too. Then basically that's just like the little things I do if I'm not doing serious things. It's like things I do in my free time.
Interesting. Also, I see that in your biodata, it mentions that you like to help or encourage girls to take up roles and study courses in STEM and ICT. Yeah.
Yeah, that I think this was like the first step I took towards this signing up as a United Nations volunteer. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is like an avenue, this is an opportunity to actually put things in place. So this is like my first step in that direction.
Very interesting. You're doing a lot of good work, Theresa, and I really wish you all the very best for your future. And I'm sure you will be able to do a lot of good stuff if you keep on this track.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And that's a wrap on our session today on Talking Tech. Thank you so much, Ms. Senan, for joining me today. I must say I learned a lot about everything you said, about the role models, about overcoming these challenges, about sticking to it. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to our audience, to our viewers for watching it.
Thank you, Theresa. It was an honor to be here.
Thank you. I was honored.
Bye.
Bye-bye.